It's a crucial mistake to proceed with a web development journey without learning and understanding what the DOM is and how it works. Many developers today face unnecessary challenges in their programming journey simply because they don't understand this all too important phase of web development. In today's video, we're going to be learning about the DOM, what it is, and how it's relevant to web development. My name is Kutlo. Welcome to Coding 101. Before we proceed with this video, please make sure that you subscribe, make sure you leave a like, and make sure you comment in the comment section if you have any other video ideas that you would like me to cover. I'll make sure to reply to as many comments as I can receive. So the document object model, or as it's usually called, the DOM, is a programming interface for web documents, particularly HTML and XML document. It simply describes the logical structure of a document's content and how that content can be accessed and eventually manipulated. DOM is a simple way of showing how HTML elements in a web page are structured and making it easy for coders or programmers to access those elements and make changes to them. In our example today, we are going to turn the elements that we have stacked here in our HTML documents, and we're going to convert this into a DOM. So this is a simple HTML document. You have a meta tag at the you have a HTML tag as the parent tag. You have the header tag, you have the meta tag and the title tag inside of the header tag. And then you have a body tag, and inside of that, you have parent or container divs that contain an h2 element and a p tag and a button respectively. So we're going to convert this HTML document into a tree of nodes, which is how a DOM is usually represented. And in order to do that, we're going to use Paint. We're going to first start off by declaring that this is a DOM document. So we're going to just write DOM at the document at the very top. Try to capitalize that. Then after that, we are going to put in the preceding tags, which is the header tag and the body tag after that. No, but before we do that, we need to include this HTML parent tag at the very top as well. So we're just going to do that. So we're going to put our HTML over here. That should be fine. And then after we're done doing that, then we're going to put the header tag and the body tag after that individually, because they all come from the HTML tag. Remember, this is going to be, we're ultimately going to connect all these elements to make a tree of nodes. But first, we're just going to place the elements first. I think over here on the left side, I'm just going to put a header tag, and then over here, I am going to put my body tag over there. It's very closely packed, but I just want you to get the hang of how everything works. So this is going to be the head and head element, and this is going to be the body element over here. And what's inside of the body element are two tags, and that's the meta tag. Just gonna try and space it up this time, the meta tag, and then you have the title tag over here. So that's meta, and then over here you have the title. And then inside of the body tag, you will remember that we have two divs, and each of those divs have their own elements inside of them. We're going to put the first div over here, and then we're going to put the second one over here. So this is the div, and then this one over here, it's another div, and each of these divs have their own elements. The first div has an h1 tag, so we're going to put the h1 tag over here. And then the other one has a p tag and a button tag. So we're just going to put the p tag over here and then the button tag over there. So now we need to identify each of those. So remember, this was the h2 tag. This one has a button tag, and then it has a p tag. So now we're going to connect that so it looks like a tree of nodes. This is connected to this. Just going to make a small line over here, and we're going to connect these two. Not really straight, but I think you understand how this works. And then this one as well, we're going to connect it to its parent, to its child elements. Going to do that. And this one, the body tag as well. We're going to do that. Not a very good looking tree, but I think you understand the gist of how this whole thing works. Just going to connect that. And then connect that as well. And this one is directly connected to the h1 tag. So this is how this HTML document that we have over here would be represented with the DOM. So you can see how fairly easy this is. So we've managed to represent this document as a tree of element, which is precisely what the DOM is. So why the DOM? Honestly, why is the DOM very important? Well, for the very reason that we've stated above. The DOM allows us to programmatically interact with HTML elements in a web page without the need to use HTML. JavaScript is one of the most common languages that allows us to interact directly with the DOM. And in today's video, we're actually going to be using a DOM query function in order to manipulate one of these elements that we have over here. So we're going to be using a DOM function. I'm going to show you how the DOM works. The first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to create a script tag in order to put our JavaScript. So we're going to put our JavaScript in this script tag. And what we're going to do is that we're going to create a function. That is, we're going to tie it to this button over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to manipulate our h2 tag. We're going to change the header. I want the header to be DOM instead of document object model. I want it to be an acronym, if I can say that, an abbreviation of document object model. So I'm going to name the function abbreviate. And this is how the function is going to be. And then I'm going to just create the function over here with simple JavaScript. Remember, the function is called abbreviate. And what it simply does is that it changes the inner text of this h2 tag. But before we do that, because we're going to use a DOM query function called getElement by ID. But in order to use this function, we're going to have to declare an ID for this element that we have over here. So we're going to just call it title. Yes. And then we're going to come over here, and then we're going to just say document. This is how we reference our DOM. We start off by first saying document, as you can see, with the graphics that we've made for this. We first call the document, and we say, hey, document, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to get an element for me that has this ID called title. And I want you to change the inner text of this element, and I want you to change it to DOM. So now what's going to happen is that inside of the DOM, your compiler is going to look for an element that has this ID called title, which is our h2 element, and it's going to change the inner text of that h2 tag, or that h2 element. So we save this, and you rerun, and we save this, and then we run our code in the browser. So we expect that if we press this button over here, the title is going to change. And there we go. You can see that we've managed to use a DOM query function in order to manipulate this element without the need to come directly to this HTML tag and changing it over here. We managed to use JavaScript to interact with the DOM in order to change an HTML element. So that's the reason why the DOM is very, very important. So that's it for today's lesson. I will see you in the next video, but please remember to make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you like this video. Don't forget to like. And this is optional. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section. I will see you next time on Coding 101.